I think Bhutan is at an interesting transition point in its history. I believe that the country in some ways naturally embodies gross national happiness. There's a way that the country has developed up to this point that has been in some ways secluded, and that has allowed them to develop slowly and simply, valuing their culture and traditions, living in harmony with nature, and really keeping a rich community life. Those things are now shifting as the country opens up to the world. So in some ways, I think the question is not when will Bhutan live G&H fully, but more how can they continue to embody G&H as the rest of the world becomes more interested in Bhutan, as Bhutan opens up to the world, as young kids get exposed to new ideas, new temptations. I think the country is also struggling and asking these questions and inviting others who are also interested in this journey to take part. It's not just about Bhutan, it's about how the rest of the world is also trying to connect with these very fundamental values.
Bhutan has had very specific and unique historic and geographical conditions. It's a very small country. It has been protected from the outside world by its geography for many centuries. This is where the vision and philosophy of G&H was born. In Bhutan, it has been like a top-down process. The vision of a king implemented by the government, enshrined in the constitution. So it's a very specific situation. I believe that Bhutan is like a lab, and it's like an experiment that it's been conducted here that is very important for the rest of the world. It is a living example that it is possible to develop in a different way. For the past decades, Bhutan has tried to develop in a different way. So this is not to say that it's perfect, that everything has worked out. There are many challenges, but the challenges are part of the experiment. So when you look at implementation of G&H in Bhutan, it's neither it has worked or it has failed. It's a work in progress, and I don't think that we will never be to a point where say now it's fully implemented. From a Buddhist point of view, one speaks from the middle path, which is like the middle path between two extremes, and implementing G&H is walking the middle path. It's an experiment that more and more people and even more countries are realizing that there's something to be learned. Not that you can copy-paste what has been done in Bhutan and just replicate it, let's say, in Europe or in the US, but there are many things that has been learned here that can be very useful to conduct healthy and sane policies in many other countries in the world.